Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back to it. Now I know I haven't been posting that much is because I've been trying to post edit videos from my other YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel called It's Kaylin's Randomness. So I've been trying to post on that channel a lot, and then at the same time watch NASCAR. So I've been busy with a lot of things. And then Carson Hocevar, I don't know who he is. I'm gonna be reading a lot of shit from I'll let y'all take a glare. I'm gonna be reading a lot of shit from ChatGPT, so let me ask. Video for. Trying to type as fast as possible. Okay, for people who don't know who I'm waiting for it to finish. Okay, for people who don't know who Carson Hocevar is, so if you don't know who Carson Hocevar is, here's the quick rundown. He's one of the youngest full-time drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series, and he's known for being super aggressive, super talented, and honestly not afraid to ruffle a few feathers. Carson came up through the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, where he built a reputation as a guy who will push the limits every single race. He's the kind of driver who's always right on the edge. Sometimes it pays off big, sometimes it gets people talking. But that's also what makes him stand out. He's not just another quiet driver. He's got personality, he's funny, he's a little sarcastic, and he leans into chaos a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to read fast, so I'm probably gonna stumble over words. And even though he's still young, he's 23, born in 2003, so he's only 2 years older than me. He's already proven he can run up front and compete with some of the best drivers in the sport. So if you like NASCAR and you like drivers who are excited, unpredictable, and keep things interesting, Carson Hocevar is definitely one to watch. And then you don't know who Cleetus is. And if you don't know who Cleetus McFarland is, he's basically one of the biggest car creators on YouTube. His real name's Garrett Mitchell, but pretty much everyone knows him as Cleetus. He built his whole brand off doing wild, over-the-top car content, burnouts, drag racing, crazy builds, and just having a good time with it. Like nothing is too ridiculous for him to try at least once. He also owns his own racetrack, Freedom Factory, which kind of tells you everything about the level he's operating on. But what makes Cleetus stand out isn't just the crazy stuff, it's his personality. He's super positive, doesn't take himself too seriously, and he brings this fun, chaotic energy to everything he does. And now he's taken that same energy into actual racing, stepping into NASCAR with the ARCA Menards series and chasing bigger goals from there. So yeah, he's not your typical driver, he's a YouTuber turned racer who's literally living out his dream in real time and bringing fans along for the ride. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about Carson Hocevar and Cleetus's friendship, because one, I fucking love their friendship. Plus, I feel like not a lot of people know about Carson Hocevar and Cleetus McFarland's friendship. And their friendship only started, I want to say, the beginning of last year, I believe. I forget when last year the friendship. I know how their friendship started. And it started with a whole fucking Twitch live stream. I mean, Cleetus was live on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, on his second YouTube channel. Carson was live on his Twitch. But that live stream is what really kicked off their friendship. So here's what I asked ChatGPT, or I asked Gronk, give me a timeline for Carson Hocevar and Cleetus's friendship. And then I'm like, well, Gronk listed it in a way that didn't sound clean and aesthetic and shit. So I'm like, let me go to ChatGPT, or let me copy and paste what Gronk from Twitter gave me and just be like on ChatGPT, make this sound aesthetically pleasing the way you know me, because I use ChatGPT a lot, so you know my personality basically. So give me it and just my personality and aesthetic and for a YouTube video. So, but here we go. Hey guys, so I gotta talk about one of the. Let me reread it. I'm already fucking up. Hey guys, so I gotta talk about one of my favorite unexpected duos right now, Carson Hocevar and Cleetus McFarland, aka Garrett and Michelle. This friendship is honestly one of the most wholesome and funniest crossovers between NASCAR and YouTube that we've seen in a long time. It's kind of that perfect odd couple vibe. Carson's this young Cup Series driver with serious talent, and Cleetus is this big personality YouTube guy out here turning crazy ideas into actual racing. What's cool is the whole friendship didn't even start at the track. It actually started online through iRacing. They were running sims together, joking around, building that chemistry before most people even noticed. Then in 2025, things started getting real. Cleetus began stepping into real-world racing more, and Carson was right there, popping up in videos, helping him prep, and just being around. You could already see that bro energy forming. But the moment that really made it official was when they teamed up and won the 2.4 hours of the mullets at the Freedom Factory. After that, it was like, okay, yeah, this isn't just a crossover. These guys are actually friends. And now in 2026, it's full-on besties at the track. Cleetus is running ARCA races, chasing bigger NASCAR dreams, and Carson's basically his biggest supporter, giving advice, joking around, and reacting to everything from the infield care center to post-race interviews. They've done promo stuff together, they're always talking after races, and honestly, every time they're on screen together, it's just entertaining. Fans love it because it feels real. It's just two guys who are genuinely enjoying racing and being around each other. Right now, their friendship is in its prime. Carson's still grinding in Cup, Cleetus is living out his racing dream, and together they bring this fun, relatable energy that NASCAR honestly needs more of. It's just good vibes, no drama, and a lot of laughs. And that's why this duo works so well. So yeah, are you Team Carson, Team Cleetus, or both? I'm Team both. Like, I want them, if there's ever like another truck race where they're like both in the truck race again, I want them to, preferably Carson to finish first, Cleetus to finish second. I mean, I do hope there's another truck race where Travis Pastrana's in it, Cleetus, and Carson's in it. I'm trying to think of, like, how to, like, bring this up and word it. RIP to Greg Biffle. You don't know. If I can spell here. Okay. So Greg Biffle, may he rest in peace. He died back in December with his wife and their son, and he had a daughter from a previous marriage, but Greg died, airplane crash, his wife died, and son and daughter died back in December. But before that, for like a year, maybe a year and a half, Greg was friends with Cleetus, and they were hanging out, and Greg was the one who got Cleetus into like trying this NASCAR thing. But let me read what chat says. Now, before Cleetus really started getting into NASCAR, there's one name you kind of have to know: Greg Biffle. I'm gonna try not to cry during this, because even though it's been like 4 months since like Greg Biffle died, it still is not a thing I love that happened. It'll never be a thing I love that happened, but it will never be something that is easy. It will never be easy to talk about Greg for me. Like, it's still hard for me to talk like about Paul Walker, and he died back in 2013. It's been years, and it's still hard for me to talk about Paul Walker. Like Matthew Perry too, Luke Perry, and so it's just But here we are. Greg Biffle was a veteran of the NASCAR Cup Series and one of the most respected drivers of his era. He's won championships in both the NASCAR Xfinity Series, now called O'Reilly Series, and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, which not a lot of drivers can say. In his prime, he was a serious contender, winning races, running up front consistently, and being known for his smooth but aggressive driving style. He wasn't the loudest personality, but when it came to racing, he was legit. So how does someone like that end up connected with Cleetus McFarland? It actually came through the racing world colliding with YouTube. Greg started popping up in Cleetus content, especially at events at the Freedom Factory. What started as appearances turned into a real friendship, with Greg kind of stepping into the mentor role. He helped Cleetus understand the racing side on a deeper level, everything from racecraft to how things work behind the scenes, while still fully buying into the fun, chaotic energy of Cleetus' world. And at the same time, Cleetus brought Greg into a completely different audience, introducing him to a whole new generation of fans who might not have seen him during his full-time NASCAR days. So it's actually a perfect balance. One guy with years of high-level racing experience, and the other bringing passion, energy, and fresh perspective into the sport. And that connection played a big role in helping Cleetus take those first real steps from YouTube into actual competitive racing. Okay, now I want to get into the reason I originally started recording and filming this video. I just started thinking about Cleetus's and Carson's friendship, and I'm like, Carson could like take over where I feel like Carson is somewhat taken over. Oh no, I'm not gonna cry. I feel like Carson is like taken over where Greg Biffle left off with Cleetus, with helping Cleetus get into like professional racing in NASCAR. Sorry, my TV turned off, so it got dark in here. Good, now it's back on. I was wondering who was gonna take over helping Cleetus when it comes to racing, now that Greg is gone and no longer can help him figure this out, this road, because this road, like, what Cleetus is trying to do, he's trying to make it to the Daytona 500, which is the Cup Series. Like, that's his goal, is to like make it to the Daytona 500. But there are steps you have to take before you can like make it into the Cup Series. One, you have to like, I feel like, win a whole bunch of ARCA Menards races, and then do decent, really decent in truck, and then if you do really decent in truck, go to O'Reilly, do really decent in O'Reilly, win maybe some O'Reilly races, and then Cup Daytona 500. And I feel like this is all part of like, now that I'm like figuring out this shit with Cleetus too, like how you like get from ARCA to like Cup, like you have to do all these steps. I'm finding this out with Cleetus too. I'm like figuring all this shit out with him too. Like I'm figuring all this out with him on the fly too. So I feel like this is something that could take 5, I hate to say this, but 5 to 10 years, because Cleetus is already 31 years old, and I'm like, well, by the time that he'll be what, 37, 38, potentially even 40. Like, I want this to be like as short as possible. Like, if he can make it to the Daytona 500 by like 2026, by 2028, that's a dream. But I doubt he's gonna like Cleetus is going to get really, really, really good at doing NASCAR stuff to a point where he gets into the Daytona 500 by 2028. That's like 2028. That's like under a year and a half, 2 years. Like, I feel like it takes time to get good at shit. And especially when you're, like, trying to get good at multiple things. Like, you're trying to get decent at ARCA, and then at the same time, you're trying to get decent at trucks. The Craftsman Truck Series. And I don't think Carson is like, Cleetus will be taking advice from Carson. From a dude who doesn't even have one cup win yet, but I say that Carson's gonna get his first cup win, I hope, within the next month, 3 weeks. And so I'm like, well, actually Carson could be a guy he's really good at, like, when he wrecks recently, he's been like good at not hitting a wall or saving it. So if you want to take advice from somebody when they like having like an accident or like tire or something, you will want to take advice from a dude who keeps it off the wall or into cars because they had a tire go down or they blew up or something. Carson's your guy. And I feel like Carson is on the up and up, and so is Cleetus. He's getting really. Cleetus has been doing ARCA for like a year and a half now, and he's getting like really, really, really decent. But I think within this year, now I don't know how many ARCA Menard starts Cleetus has left, but if he has a handful left, I feel like, and what I mean by handful is like 5 left, I feel like Cleetus will get his first win in ARCA this year. If there's less than that, I think it comes next year, but I believe Cleetus is on the up and up, and Carson is on the up and up, so what better advice? And plus, a dude who's actually like racing currently. Greg Biffle, he wasn't racing. He was retired for like years. So, and yeah, Cleetus is close with a retired NASCAR driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr. But I feel like if I had to pick who I would prefer Cleetus to take advice from, I prefer it to be Carson, because Dale isn't in these cars. He doesn't know what they drive right. He doesn't know what they drive like, what they feel like. He doesn't know, he doesn't know the vibe, I guess, of information to give him. Proper information. I feel like Carson does, because he's racing trucks almost every week. And he's racing Cup every week. So when Cleetus gets to that Cup, Daytona 500, Carson can give him advice. I mean, I can't wait for that Daytona 500 start for Cleetus, because I'm like, well, hopefully, I just have dreams of this. He's able to shake and bake with Carson. Like, that's a dream thing for me, is he's able to shake and bake with Carson. Like, I really want that to happen. But at the same time, that means Cleetus would have to qualify really, really good. So I got a Twitter notification, so I'm pull up Twitter on my laptop so I can read it better. Okay, it's a notification that I don't really care about. Yeah, I do really want it to be like 2028. I mean, Carson Hocevar, he what was it, a month ago? It was recently. It was under a month and a half ago. He with his team Spire Motorsports, he signed a long-term deal that lasts like a decade, that goes past like 2030. So like probably 2032, 2033 is when that contract would end. But you know, contracts are weird. Like, there's so many things that depend on when that ends, but it's for sure going past like 2031. And so Carson is locked into NASCAR for feels like forever. And Carson says he wants to be in NASCAR forever. So, and I'm like, well, you do realize you're gonna have to retire from NASCAR at some point. Retire from the sport at some point. You can't, like, race in NASCAR when you're, like, 55 years old. You're gonna have to, like, retire at some point. Like, you're gonna start having bones that are gonna start hurting because you're in these cars. You're just gonna start having problems with your body. And that's gonna stop you from, like, being able to do it. Or, God forbid, have a really bad accident, it takes you out. But God forbid that. I mean, I just have accident on my mind because Nuremberg, I think that's how you say that. There was a wreck hours ago and somebody died in that. So I'm like smiling to try to keep myself from like crying. I'm not smiling because I'm happy. I'm like smiling because I'm trying to keep myself from like, And then NASCAR O'Reilly series, a driver by the name of Carson Kroppel, he flipped. And like, I was already on edge with watching this NASCAR rally race today because of there was a death in the Nuremberg race hours ago, so I'm like, I'm already on edge. I'm already like tweaked out. So when that happened, I immediately started crying because it was, they had to flip the car because it started flipping. It landed on its lid on the car's roof, so they had to like flip the car back over, and they were trying to do it because the driver's inside the car, so they're trying to do it as slowly and as safely as possible because the driver's still in the car. So it like took like it took what felt like a lifetime for them to get that car flipped back over and us to figure out that Carson Kroppel was fine. He was okay. And so while I'm sitting here waiting for this, I'm like, tears are streaming down my face. I'm like fixing to have like a panic attack because I'm like, I just dealt with this hours ago and I'm like having to deal with this again. So am I scared for the cup race that's tomorrow? Yes. I'm like deathly terrified because I'm just like, this has just not been a great weekend for motorsports at all. So it just, after that flip, I was able to watch the early race just fine. I mean, was I like kind of more alert watching it because of just those two things? Yes. But I'm gonna be 10 times more alert than I am for a cup race tomorrow. I'm gonna be like really watching because I don't want to flip. I don't want nothing. I just want a clean and calm race. And that might not happen. But it might happen. Maybe this is just getting the evil demonic shit out of the way for tomorrow's cup race. So it could be a clean and calm and hopefully fun race to watch. I mean, my pick for today's O'Reilly race was Jesse Love. I mean, my pick for every O'Reilly's race, once that Connor Zillage isn't in, is Jesse Love. He finished 4th, and I feel like Jesse's had like pace, like win at almost, maybe there's like 2 or 3 that Jesse didn't have winning race pace, but I feel like besides like 2 or 3, he's had winning race pace. I mean, he won the championship last year, so I feel like he would have momentum with that, and it's just like he just has not been able to win a race yet. And the more races that go by that he doesn't win, I'm just like, it becomes more and more heartbreaking to watch and more frustrating to watch. And I can only imagine him. Just so I can only imagine where he's probably getting at with it. But his team, RCR, they're really good at this next racetrack that's next weekend, Talladega. So I feel like Talladega is like my last hope for Jesse Love winning a race this year. I feel like that's my last hope, because I about had it with Jesse not winning a race. Now, if he had never won a race in a rally before, I wouldn't be this way, because I'm giving Carson Hocevar some I'm fine with Carson doing whatever he's doing with not winning, because he's never won a cup race. Like, whenever he wins a race, it will be his first win in cup. So I'm fine with Carson, and I'm just like, Jesse won a couple of our rally races before, so I'm not gonna cut you any slack. Like, get with the fucking program. Get with it. Like, get your ass in gear. Now, I know most of the time it's the car and it's not you. But I feel like it's more driver than car at some points. So I'm like, I'm getting to a point where it has to be you, because you can tell that his car has winning pace. So why has he not won a race yet? Why has he not won a race yet? I don't know. But this video is damn near almost 30 minutes long, so I'm gonna go edit this video. It's currently 10:07 p.m. my time. I want to have this video up by 11:30 p.m. So I'm gonna go edit this video and then chill, and then go to bed, and then wake up for the cup race. So yeah. But I'll try to film videos more often. It's just been hard to do that because, oh, here's news. My mom got fired from her job, so she's been home a lot. So it's just made it very hard for me to be able to sit down and record a video. She went to my sister's this weekend. But my mom is trying to find a new job. So that I'm hoping she does that. Because having to pay for like $80 for cable a month, so I'm able to watch these NASCAR races, and she's like paying for my CapCut premium trial, so I'm able to like edit these YouTube videos properly and everything. And like Amazon Prime, I have to have Amazon Prime to watch like NASCAR practice and qualifying. So like, there's all expensive life. So hoping that happens for long. But I'm gonna end this video here. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, guys. Bye.